Welcome into the Extra Point, presented by right here, Corner Pub in Brentwood on 710 Old Hickory Boulevard for Nashville's best meat and 3 craft beers and more. The neighborhood meets at the corner. Zach, the Titans are on a bye, but its next game against the Ravens impacted on Thursday night because Joe Flacco took a nasty hit from Kiko Alonso. He's in concussion protocol, had to get his ear stitched up. I mean, it was not okay. Joe Flacco was out of it, clearly. He's got a little bit of extra time because it was a Thursday night, but how do you think that impacts the Titans-Ravens game coming up November 5th?
Well, I think it makes a big impact if he can't play, but like you said, he has that extended time prior to the Titans game. If you're going up against Ryan Mallett, the problem is they scored points afterwards. They destroyed the Miami Dolphins.
They had 3 touchdowns on defense, so they scored points. But against the Titans, the Ravens aren't going to get 3 defensive touchdowns. I highly doubt that happens.
But if they get 1 and then 21 points from their offense, I'm just saying Ryan Mallett didn't come in there and start throwing picks and let Miami back into the game. I do think that impacts because now the Titans don't know necessarily who they're going to prepare for. And I think that this is one of those games, we talked about it, leading up to the 3-game stretch of Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, Houston. You have 2 AFC North teams in Baltimore and Cincinnati. Those are, I'm not saying must-win games, but you need to take a stranglehold in the AFC, and it starts with Baltimore, home field advantage in Nissan Stadium. Flacco's been shaky this year.
Right. So do you think it'll be a positive impact for the Titans that Joe Flacco's dealing with this, or do you think it's more negative because now the Titans might have to prepare for 2 quarterbacks?
I think that a negative, I think it's up in the air because preparing for 2 guys is difficult than preparing for 1 because they don't have a lot of film on Ryan Mallett this season.
I think it's a positive for the Titans, and that might be cold because Joe Flacco got his block knocked off by Kiko Alonso on Thursday night, but the fact is, you're right, Joe Flacco has not been very steady this year as the Ravens quarterback, and now he's going to miss at least some type of practice time to prepare for that game, so I think it's big for the Titans. And Ryan Mallett and Joe Flacco play similar styles of quarterback, so I don't think preparing for 2 quarterbacks is going to impact the Titans in a negative way like it could in other situations.
John Harbaugh could pull Mike Mularkey, go game time decision, little gamesmanship.
But again, it's not like there's a massive difference we know between Marcus Mariota and Matt Castle when it comes to style of play. Not that big from Joe Flacco to Ryan Mallett.
Yeah, it's just a wild card. I think that you don't know who's going to be. He's going to have time. Do you think right now we're sitting a week and a half out, do you think Joe Flacco plays?
I do. I think he plays against the Titans.
I do as well. So I think that will you find that out before the game starts?
Yeah, probably like that Friday or Saturday before.
So
that's my expectation of how
that gives him a little bit of edge. I agree. I think Joe Flacco I think Kiko Alonso should have been booted out of the game. I think he should be suspended. That was a dirty hit. You can't have quarterbacks sliding. That's why the fight broke out. If that would have happened to Marcus Mariota, God knows what Taylor Lewan would have done. Yeah. He would have killed somebody.
Well, it was hard. I mean, Kiko Alonso nailed him. And do you kick a guy out or do you suspend him? Because it's hard to do both. So I think it's fine.
They didn't kick him out. So
I understand that. So I think that leaves it open for a suspension, not necessarily kick him out because you're making a judgment call on the fly without having a chance to review everything. So I'm not upset that they didn't kick Kiko Alonso out. The game was out of hand anyway. I think maybe a suspension after you get to go review everything makes more sense and not making a reactionary decision.
Number 1 positive about the Baltimore Ravens game?
What's that?
Return of Corey Davis.
That's true. And that's today's Extra Point presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on A to Z Sports Nashville.com.